Hello, welcome back to my first LEGO Star Wars review video. Today we're going to be looking at the 501st Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This is the second version of the 501st Clone Trooper Battle Pack that LEGO has done. In this battle pack we get 4 501st Clone Troopers and a small cannon side build. We have the 501st Specialist, the 501st Officer, and 2 501st Heavy Troopers. These are the newer versions of the Clone Troopers that have the dreaded helmet holes that I think all LEGO Star Wars fans know about at this point. But with those helmet holes comes new attachments for them. Binocular pieces for the Specialist, a rangefinder for the Officer, and both Heavy Troopers get the visors. So the Specialist is the only one that has blue arms and a rifle. The Officer has a blue belt and the controversial printed waist capes. And the Heavy Trooper has a sling and carries a bigger gun. The Specialist also has these yellow markings. All of these figures do have leg printing and toe printing. The printing looks pretty good everywhere except for maybe at the top of the helmets here, where it bows out a little bit. It should be a little bit more in line with the fin at the top of their helmets. And as we can see with the Specialists only having a attachment on one side, you can see the helmet holes poking out on the other side. The back of the figures are all pretty similar except for a few color differences. For example, the Specialist has a plain white back, while the Officer has blue printing. And the Heavy Trooper does have this backpack attachment with a nice 1x1 printed tile. Taking the backpack off, we can see the printing on the back of the Heavy Trooper. We can just see that the sling does just continue around the back, as well as another one here. Other than that, they're all pretty similar. And taking their helmets off, we can see that they all just come with the generic clone faces that LEGO has been using for a while now. So the side build we get in this set is this cannon. I believe this is the third version of this cannon that we've gotten, the second in a battle pack by LEGO. Now, this being a battle pack build, it is significantly smaller than the in-universe cannon, but it does look pretty good and comes with all the features that you would expect. The legs can move side to side like this, and they have these ratcheted joints that can move up and down like so. The cannon itself can be angled horizontally or vertically. This is the range of motion that it gets. Not a ton of movement, but still a decent amount for what we get. And the other side does come with the popularized footplate here, where we can fit a driver. Just sits in like this. Pretty secure. And looks pretty good. Now there is a built-in spring-loaded shooter at the bottom here. It's pretty well hidden away, and it's a pretty typical spring-loaded shooter that LEGO has been using for a while now. Nothing too crazy about this. Again, just pushing down on the back launches off the projectile. Wow, side note, what are the odds that that shot ricochets off of my lamp and hits me in the face while filming that? So underneath the build, they do give us this clear piece that can be used to stabilize the cannon when playing with it. When it's on display though, the joints are strong enough that they don't need it to support it. So if we wanted to set these up at a higher angle, we can see it supports itself even without the help of that clear piece. So all in all, this is a very nice side build that we get in this battle pack. We are buying them for the figures, but the build still looks nice. It is a much smaller cannon, but there is still a good amount of detail that they added, and nothing really looks off. There is no strange blue Technic pieces that poke out like there are in some of the UCS sets, but I'd say this is a pretty solid side build for a battle pack. And here's a closer look at the weapons that we get, and the helmet attachments, and the projectile of the spring-loaded shooter. So we can see this is the standard long rifle blaster that they've been using, and same pistol they've been using. This is two pieces put together, a double barrel gun and binoculars. And these are the same attachments, the rangefinder and the visor that they've been using since the Clone Wars. And here is that binocular attachment for the specialist. So overall, I think this is an excellent battle pack. I mean, for $20, 4 figures and a pretty decent side build, I don't think you can ask for much more. I know people are upset about the helmet holes and the printed waist capes, and I understand that frustration, especially since on the box they rendered the picture with the rangefinder in the proper spot, even though there are no hole attachments to go there. I know it does seem a little bit like they are being cheap and not modifying their pieces in the way that they should to be more accurate. But to me, the holes aren't really that big of a deal. I personally don't mind them, as it allows for more customization. I have a bigger issue with printing not being lined up, and I do think they should go back to physical waist capes and not printed ones, especially since those are not printed all the way around. But the side build is really good. The figures are all high quality printing, other than the helmets. We get a lot of attachments, a lot of smaller pieces. This is a fantastic army builder. There aren't any standard 501st clones in this, but they did come out with the original battle pack that had those, so we can keep building an army through that. But overall, I do think this is a fantastic battle pack, especially for the price. So if you made it this far in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next video.